The morning Amara Lewis walked into that glass tower with a fresh bandage covering the bruise on her cheek, she had no idea she was about to become the obsession of Seoul's most feared mafia boss. What started as a desperate attempt to hide from her abusive ex would spiral into a deadly game where Korean crime families bid for her blood, and the only man powerful enough to protect her would demand something in return that she never saw coming. Han Jae-min built his empire on fear and control, but one look at his assistant's wounded face would shatter every rule he'd lived by for 32 years. Because when a man who's lost everything decides you're worth protecting, the entire criminal underworld becomes your enemy, and your salvation might just destroy the very independence you've fought your whole life to keep. But here's the twist that'll leave you speechless. The real danger wasn't lurking in Seoul's shadows, it was sitting right across from her at the conference table every single day. Subscribe and tell me in the comments if you've ever had to choose between safety and freedom, because this story is about to get darker than you think. The rain tapped against the elevator glass as Amara pressed her palm to the bandage on her cheek. Her phone buzzed with another text from Naya about insulin pickup. She angled her face away from the security camera and watched the floor numbers climb. 37, 38, 39. Her reflection stared back from the polished steel doors. The bandage looked small against her dark skin, but it felt enormous. She adjusted her blazer and straightened her shoulders. The doors opened to reveal the executive floor of Han Industries. Glass walls stretched toward the river view. Men in dark suits moved between offices with quiet purpose. Amara walked toward the conference room. Her heels clicked against marble floors. She kept her breathing steady and her spine straight. Han Jae-min sat at the head of the long table. His black hair was perfectly styled. His suit was charcoal, grey, and expensive. He looked up when she entered. "Good morning, Mr. Han," she said. "Miss Lewis." His voice was calm and controlled. "Please, sit." She took her usual chair at his right side. Her leather portfolio contained the morning reports. She opened it and arranged the papers with precise movements. Jae-min's eyes flicked to the bandage on her cheek. The motion was quick, but she caught it. Something shifted in his expression. "The Shanghai shipment arrived yesterday," she said. "All documentation is complete." "Good." He picked up his pen. "What about the Busan warehouse?" "Inventory matches the manifest. No discrepancies." Amara felt his attention like weight on her skin. She focused on her notes and kept her voice professional. "The quarterly reports need your signature," she said. "Legal reviewed them twice." "Leave them on my desk." Jae-min set down his pen. "Who hurt you?" The question came without warning. Amara's breath caught. Her hand moved toward the bandage, then stopped. "It's nothing," she said. "I tripped." "You did not trip." His voice was quiet, but firm. The conference room felt smaller suddenly. Amara looked down at her papers. "It's personal," she said. "Not company business. Everything about you is company business." The words hung between them. Amara felt heat rise in her cheeks. She was angry and grateful at the same time. "I can handle it myself," she said. "Can you?" Jae-min leaned back in his chair. His dark eyes never left her face. The silence stretched until Amara's phone buzzed again. She glanced at the screen. Unknown. Caller. Her stomach tightened. "Seo-jin," Jae-min called. His right-hand man appeared in the doorway. Seo-jin was tall and lean with observant eyes. He waited for instructions. "Miss Lewis needs a new route home tonight," Jae-min said. "Arrange it." "Sir, that's not necessary," Amara said. "It is necessary." Jae-min stood and buttoned his jacket. "The meeting is finished." Amara gathered her papers. Her hands stayed steady, but her pulse quickened. She felt trapped and protected in equal measure. "Thank you," she said quietly. Jae-min nodded once. He walked toward his office without looking back. Amara's phone buzzed with a text message. She looked at the screen and her blood went cold. "You owe me. Tonight." V. She deleted the message and slipped the phone into her pocket. Through the glass wall, she watched Jae-min enter his office. He closed the door and picked up his desk phone. Whatever he was arranging, she needed it. The thought made her feel small and ashamed. But Victor Hale would not leave her alone. Not unless someone made him. Lunch hour brought grey skies and scattered drops. Amara walked 3 blocks to the pharmacy near the financial district. She needed Naya's insulin and glucose strips. The prescription cost more each month. The pharmacy was small and cramped. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead. She stood in line behind an elderly woman buying blood pressure medication. A shadow passed by the front window. Amara glanced up and saw Victor's reflection in the glass door. Her chest tightened. He pushed through the entrance with his familiar swagger. His brown hair was styled with too much gel. His smile was sharp and predatory. "Hello, Amara," he said. "Victor." She kept her voice level. "What do you want?" "Just checking on my investment." He moved closer. "Nice bandage. Suits you." The elderly woman finished her transaction and left. Amara stepped up to the counter. "Prescription for Lewis," she told the pharmacist. "Which Lewis?" the woman asked. "Nia Lewis. Insulin and test strips." Victor leaned against the counter beside her. His cologne was too strong. It made her feel sick. "Still playing nursemaid?" he asked. "Your sister could get better care." "She gets excellent care." "From charity? How embarrassing." The pharmacist returned with a white bag. "That's 67,001. Amara counted out cash. She avoided credit cards when possible. Victor noticed everything. "Cash only?" Victor asked. "Things must be tight. My finances are none of your business. Everything about you is my business. We had a deal." Amara took the medication and headed for the door. Victor followed. "You can't run forever," he said. "I know where you work. I know where Nia goes to school. Leave her out of this. Come back to me, and I will." Amara pushed through the glass door. The street was busy with lunch crowds. Office workers hurried past with umbrellas and coffee cups. "Think about it," Victor called after her. "You have until tonight." She walked quickly toward her building. Her phone rang as she reached the lobby. "Miss Lewis?" It was Seo Jin. "Mr. Han would like to see you. I'll be right up." The elevator felt smaller than before. Amara checked her reflection and smoothed her hair. The bandage looked stark against her skin. Jaemin waited by the private elevator on the executive floor. His expression was unreadable. "How was lunch?" he asked. "Fine. You were gone 37 minutes. Amara felt exposed. "I had to pick up medication. For your sister." "Yes." Jaemin pressed the elevator button. The doors opened to reveal a small space with mahogany panels. "Where are we going?" she asked. "Medical appointment." "I don't need a doctor. You need documentation." The elevator rose to the building's medical floor. Amara had never been here before. The hallway was quiet and sterile. "Mr. Han," she said, "this is unnecessary. It is liability protection." "For who?" "For me." A nurse led them to a small examination room. The lights were bright and clinical. Amara sat on the paper-covered table. "This is humiliating," she said. "It is careful." The doctor was a middle-aged woman with gentle hands. She cleaned around the bandage and examined the cut underneath. "Small laceration," she said. "Healing well. No infection." "How did this happen?" Jaemin asked. Amara looked at the wall clock. "I fell." "Against what?" "A door frame." The doctor made notes on her tablet. "The wound is consistent with impact trauma. No defensive marks." "Defensive marks?" Amara asked. "From blocking a blow," the doctor explained. "Your injury was likely accidental." Amara felt Jaemin's eyes on her. She knew he didn't believe the accident story. "Treatment recommendations?" he asked. "Keep it clean and dry. The bandage can come off tomorrow." The doctor left them alone. Jaemin leaned against the counter with his arms crossed. "Who hit you?" he asked. "No one hit me. The cut is from a ring. Someone backhanded you." Amara's throat felt tight. She looked down at her hands. "It doesn't matter," she said. "It matters to me." "Why?" Jaemin was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice was softer. "Because you matter to me." The words hit her like a physical blow. She looked up and found his eyes waiting. "Mr. Han." "Jaemin." "Jaemin." "I can't be your responsibility." "You already are." A bill appeared on the counter. Jaemin signed it, without looking at the amount. "I'll pay you back," Amara said. "No, I don't need charity. This is not charity. It is protection." They rode the elevator down in silence. The lobby was busy with afternoon foot traffic. "Thank you," Amara said quietly. Jaemin nodded. He walked her to the security desk and spoke quietly to the guard. Then he escorted her to the street. A black sedan waited at the curb. The driver held the rear door open. "This is unnecessary," she said. Refusing help is not the same as freedom, Jamin said. Amara got into the car. Through the tinted window, she watched him disappear into the building. Her phone buzzed with another unknown number. She let it go to voicemail. The afternoon crawled by with unusual tension. Other employees whispered when they thought she couldn't hear. Everyone had noticed Jamin's attention. Amara processed invoices and updated shipping schedules. Normal work felt surreal after the morning's drama. At 4 o'clock, Jamin appeared at her desk. He placed a small device beside her keyboard. "Security app," he said. "Download it. I don't want to be tracked. You want to be found." He had a point. Amara picked up the phone and scanned the QR code. The app installed quickly. "Your routes are now protected," he said. "Any deviation triggers alerts. What if I want to deviate?" "Then you call first." Amara felt her independence slipping away. It was necessary but frustrating. "I need boundaries," she said. "Boundaries keep their shape better behind walls." "What does that mean?" "It means safety requires sacrifice." Seo Jin approached with a manila folder. He set it on Jamin's desk and left without speaking. Jamin opened the folder and studied the contents. His jaw tightened slightly. "What is it?" Amara asked. "Street camera footage." He turned the folder so she could see. Black and white photos showed Victor outside the pharmacy. In one image, he stood beside a luxury sedan. "Do you recognize the driver?" Jamin asked. Amara looked closer. The man was older with silver hair and expensive clothes. "No," she said. "Kang Dae-hyun. He runs the Dongdaemun territory. I don't understand. Your ex-boyfriend has new friends." The word sent ice through Amara's veins. Victor was dangerous enough alone. With criminal backing, he became a real threat. "What does this mean?" she asked. "It means the situation has escalated. 5 o'clock came too quickly." Amara gathered her things and headed for the elevator. In the lobby, 2 men in dark suits fell into step beside her. "Ma'am," one of them said, "we're your escort." "I don't need an escort." Mr. Han disagrees. They walked her to the waiting sedan. The driver held the door like she was royalty. "This is ridiculous," she said. "This is Tuesday," the first guard said. Amara's phone rang as they pulled into traffic. Naya's name appeared on the screen. "Hey, sweetie," she answered. "My glucose dropped after study group," Nia said. "I need to eat something. Where are you?" "The library near school." Amara looked at the driver. "Can we make a stop?" "Of course, ma'am." They drove to Naya's school in Gangnam. The library was a modern building with glass walls. Naya waited on the front steps with her backpack. She was 17 and beautiful. Her hair was shorter than Amara's but the same dark texture. Her school uniform was neat and pressed. "Who are these guys?" Naya asked, sliding into the back seat. "Security," Amara said. "For what?" "Precaution." Nia studied the guards with curious eyes. She was too smart to believe simple explanations. "Does this have to do with Victor?" she asked quietly. Amara felt tired suddenly. "Maybe. Good. I never liked him." They stopped at a convenience store for protein bars and juice. The guards waited outside but kept the entrance in sight. "Are you in danger?" Nia asked. "I'm being careful." "There's a difference?" Amara looked at her sister's worried face. "I won't let anything happen to you." "What about to you?" The question hung between them. Amara didn't have a good answer. Her phone buzzed with a text from Victor. "You belong where I put you." She deleted it immediately, but her hands shook. One of the guards noticed and spoke into his radio. They drove toward the apartment in comfortable silence. Seoul's evening traffic moved in bright rivers of light. "Are we going home?" Nia asked. "Yes," Amara said, but she wasn't sure anymore what home meant. The apartment building was 15 stories of aging concrete. Amara and Naya lived on the 8th floor in a 2-bedroom unit with thin walls and old plumbing. The guards escorted them to the lobby. One stayed downstairs while the other rode the elevator up. "This feels like a movie," Nia whispered. "A boring movie," Amara said. Their apartment was small but clean. Amara had worked hard to make it comfortable. The furniture was second-hand but well-maintained. "Do homework," she told Nia. "I'll make dinner." The guard positioned himself in the hallway. Amara could see his shadow through the peephole. She cooked rice and vegetables while Naya studied at the kitchen table. Normal domestic routine felt strange with armed protection outside. "Amara," Naya said, without looking up from her textbook. "Are you going to marry that boss guy?" "What boss guy?" "The one who hired bodyguards for you." Amara nearly dropped her spoon. "Where did you get that idea?" "Rich men don't protect poor women unless they want something." "It's not like that." "What's it like?" Amara didn't know how to answer. Her relationship with Jae-min was complicated and undefined. "He's helping us," she said finally. "Why?" "Because he's a good person." Naya looked skeptical but didn't argue. She returned to her math homework. Amara's phone rang at 8 o'clock. Jaemin's name appeared on the screen. "Hello," she answered. "Are you home safely?" "Yes." "Thank you for the guards. They will stay overnight." "That's not necessary." "It is necessary until the situation resolves." Amara walked to the living room for privacy. "How long will that take?" "However long is required." "I can't live this way." "You cannot live the other way." He was right, but she hated admitting it. Her independence had been hard-won and carefully guarded. "What do you want from me?" she asked. "I want you safe." "Why?" The silence stretched across the connection. When Jaemin spoke, his voice was quieter. "Because losing you would break something in me that cannot be repaired." Amara's breath caught. The confession was unexpected and raw. "Jaemin, think about it," he said. "I will see you tomorrow." The line went dead. Amara stared at the phone. Nia appeared in the doorway. "Everything okay?" "I think so. You don't sound sure." Amara wasn't sure about anything anymore. Her safe, predictable life had shattered in less than 24 hours. "Get ready for bed," she said. "School tomorrow." Nia kissed her cheek and disappeared into the bathroom. Amara stood at the window and looked down at the street. A black sedan was parked across from the building. 2 men sat in the front seats. Her protection was visible and complete. Her phone buzzed with another unknown number. This time she answered. "Hello. You can't hide forever." Victor's voice was slurred with alcohol. "I know where you are. Leave me alone. You made promises. I expect you to keep them. I don't owe you anything. You owe me everything. Your job, your apartment, your sister's medication, I can take it all away." The line went dead. Amara's hands shook as she set the phone down. She looked out the window again. The sedan was still there, but it felt less like protection and more like a prison. Tomorrow she would have to make a choice. Accept Jae-min's help and lose her independence, or refuse it and risk everything she'd built. Neither option felt like freedom. But as she watched Nia brush her teeth through the bathroom mirror, Amara knew there was really no choice at all. Her sister's safety mattered more than her pride. Morning came with fresh bruises on the sky. Amara dressed carefully in a navy suit and low heels. The bandage on her cheek looked smaller in daylight. Nia ate breakfast while scrolling through her phone. "There's a black car outside," she said. "I know. Same one from last night?" "Probably." Amara checked her purse for Nia's emergency glucose tablets. The routine felt normal despite everything that had changed. "I can take the bus to school," Nia said. "No, the driver will take you." "What about after school?" "Call me first." Nia studied her sister's face. "You're really scared?" Amara felt exposed. "I'm being careful. There's still a difference." The ride to Nia's school was quiet. The driver took an indirect route through side streets. A second car followed at a distance. "This is crazy," Nia said as they pulled up to the school gates. "It's temporary. Promise?" Amara looked at her sister's worried face. "I promise." Nia got out and shouldered her backpack. She waved through the tinted window before disappearing into the crowd of students. The driver's radio crackled. "Black sedan, 2 blocks east," a voice reported. "Copy that," the driver said. He spoke to Amara through the partition. "Ma'am, we're taking the long route. Is there a problem?" "Just precaution." They drove through morning traffic toward downtown. Amara watched other cars in the mirrors. A black sedan appeared twice in different lanes. Her phone buzzed. Seo Jin's name appeared on the screen. "Miss Lewis?" "We have the plates." "What plates?" "The sedan following you. It's registered to Kangdae-hyun." Amara's chest tightened. "What does that mean?" "It means we need to adjust your schedule." The driver pulled into the underground garage beneath Han Industries. Security guards waited by the elevator. "Ma'am," one of them said, "Mr. Han is waiting." The elevator rose to the executive floor without stops. Amara felt like a prisoner being transported. Jamin stood in his office doorway. His expression was calm, but his eyes were sharp. "Good morning," he said. "Is it? That depends on your answer to my proposal." "What proposal?" He gestured toward his office. "Please sit." The office was large and modern. Floor-to-ceiling windows faced the Han River. Amara took the chair across from his desk. "Kang's men are watching your building," Jamin said. "They followed you this morning." "So I heard. It is no longer safe for you to go home." Amara felt the walls closing in. "What are you suggesting?" "Temporary relocation." "Where?" "My penthouse." The words hit her like cold water. "Absolutely not. It is the most secure location. I won't be your kept woman. You would be my protected guest." Amara stood and walked to the window. The city sprawled below them in geometric patterns. "What about Naya?" she asked. "She comes too." "For how long?" "Until the threat is eliminated." Amara turned back to face him. "And then what?" "Then you choose." "Choose what?" "Whether to stay or go." The offer hung between them. Amara felt trapped between danger and dependence. "I need conditions," she said. "Name them." "Separate bedrooms. No restrictions on my work. Access to my sister whenever I want." "Agreed." "And I pay rent." "No." "Then I don't accept." Jamin leaned back in his chair. "Why is money so important to you?" "Because it's mine." "I understand." "Do you?" "More than you know." Something in his voice made her look closer. There was old pain in his eyes. "What happened to you?" she asked. "That is a story for another time." Amara felt dismissed but not rejected. "When would we move?" "Tonight." "That's fast. The situation is deteriorating." An envelope sat on Amara's desk when she returned to work. Her name was written in block letters across the front. Inside was a single photograph, Nia walking out of her school with friends. A red circle was drawn around her head. Amara's hands shook as she put the photo away. She looked around the office, but no one seemed to be watching. Her phone rang. Victor's number. "Did you like my gift?" he asked. "Stay away from my sister. Come back to me and I will." "I'm not coming back." "Then she pays the price." The line went dead. Amara felt sick. Jamin appeared at her desk. He must have seen her expression because his voice turned sharp. "What happened?" She handed him the envelope. He studied the photograph with a blank face. "When did this arrive?" he asked. 5 minutes ago." "Who delivered it?" "I don't know." Jamin spoke into his phone. "Seojin, emergency protocol." He turned back to Amara. "Pack your desk." "What?" "We are leaving. Now." "I can't just leave work." "You can and you will." Amara felt panic rising. "What about Nia?" "She is already being collected." "You can't just take her." "I am protecting her." The office buzzed with sudden activity. Men in suits appeared from nowhere. They surrounded Amara's desk like a protective wall. "This is happening too fast," she said. "This is happening too slowly," Jamin replied. A security guard brought a cardboard box. Amara packed her personal items with shaking hands. "My apartment," she said. "I need clothes." "Already arranged." "You sent people to my apartment?" "I sent people to pack for you." The efficiency was terrifying and impressive. Jamin had planned for this scenario. They rode the elevator to the garage. A convoy of black cars waited with engines running. "Which one?" Amara asked. "The middle one." "Why?" "Hardest to target." The casual mention of targeting made her stomach clench. This was really happening. The car pulled into traffic with escorts front and rear. Seoul's afternoon crowds provided good cover. "Where is Nia?" Amara asked. "Safe house near her school," Seojin said from the front seat. "She will meet us at the penthouse." "Is she scared?" "She is curious." Amara almost smiled despite everything. Nia had always been fearless. Her phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "You cannot run forever." She showed the message to Jamin. He deleted it without comment. "How many people want to hurt me?" she asked. "Too many." "Why?" "Because hurting you hurts me." The confession was matter of fact, but it hit her hard. She was a weapon being used against him. "I'm sorry," she said. "For what?" "For bringing this into your life." "You did not bring this. This came to find you." They drove through Gangnam toward the river. The buildings grew taller and more expensive. "Tell me about the penthouse," Amara said. "Secure, comfortable, private." "How private? How private?" 42nd floor, single elevator access, armed security, like a fortress, exactly like a fortress. The car pulled into an underground garage. Motion sensors activated bright lights. The space was empty, except for expensive cars. No other residents? Amara asked. I own the building. Of course he did. Amara felt the distance between their worlds stretching wider. The elevator required 2 keycards to operate. It rose without stopping to the top floor. The doors opened to reveal a small foyer with marble floors. A middle-aged woman in a neat grey dress waited for them. Miss Lewis, she said with a slight bow. I am Mrs. Kwan. Hello. I manage the household. Please let me know what you need. Mrs. Kwan's voice was formal but kind. Her eyes were sharp and observant. Thank you, Amara said. The penthouse was larger than Amara's entire apartment building. Floor-to-ceiling windows revealed panoramic views of Seoul. The furniture was modern and expensive. Your room is this way, Mrs. Kwan said. She led Amara down a hallway lined with abstract paintings. The guest bedroom was twice the size of Amara's old room. The bathroom is through that door, Mrs. Kwan said. Your clothes are in the closet. Amara opened the closet to find her belongings neatly arranged. Someone had packed with careful attention to detail. Where is Mr. Han's room? She asked. The master suite is on the opposite side of the penthouse. Good. Mrs. Kwan's expression didn't change. Dinner is at 7. The dining room is down the main hall. Amara sat on the bed after Mrs. Kwan left. The mattress was firm and expensive. She felt out of place in the luxury. A knock at the door interrupted her thoughts. Come in. Nia peeked around the doorframe. Holy shit. Language. Have you seen this place? It's like a hotel. Nia bounced on the bed beside her sister. Her school uniform was wrinkled, but she looked unharmed. Are you okay? Amara asked. I'm fine. The security guys were nice. They bought me bubble tea. Were you scared? A little, but mostly excited. Amara felt relieved. Nia's resilience always amazed her. How long are we staying? Nia asked. I don't know. Is this about Victor? Yes. Good. Maybe your boss will beat him up. Nia. What? He deserves it. Amara couldn't argue with that logic. Victor had crossed too many lines. A soft chime indicated the elevator arriving. Jaemin's voice carried down the hallway as he spoke with Mrs. Kwan. He sounds tired, Nia observed. He's had a long day. Because of us. Because of the situation. Nia studied her sister's face. You like him? He's my employer. That's not what I asked. Amara felt heat in her cheeks. It's complicated. Do you think he's handsome? Nia. He is, though, in a scary rich guy way. Amara couldn't deny that assessment. Jaemin was intimidatingly attractive. Get cleaned up for dinner, she said, and try to be polite. I'm always polite. You called his house holy shit. That was appreciation, not rudeness. Dinner was served in a formal dining room with a table for 12. Crystal glasses caught the light from an overhead chandelier. Jaemin had changed into dark slacks and a white dress shirt. He looked younger without his suit jacket. Miss Nia, he said with a slight bow. Welcome to my home. Thank you for letting us stay, Nia replied. Your house is amazing. I am glad you like it. They sat at one end of the long table. Mrs. Kwan served Korean barbecue with banchan side dishes. Do you live here alone? Nia asked. Usually. That seems lonely. Jaemin's chopsticks paused halfway to his mouth. I prefer solitude. My sister prefers solitude too. But she's happier with people around. Amara kicked Nia under the table. Eat your vegetables. These are really good, Nia said, trying the kimchi. Mrs. Kwan is an excellent cook. She will be pleased to hear that, Jaemin said. The conversation was stilted but polite. Amara watched Jaemin interact with her sister. He was patient and formal but not cold. After dinner, Nia disappeared to explore the penthouse. Amara and Jaemin sat in the living room with coffee. She is charming, he said. She's curious about everything. Like her sister. Amara felt warmth spread through her chest. Thank you for protecting her. Thank you for letting me. Did I have a choice? There is always a choice. Not really. Jaemin set down his coffee cup. You could have refused. Found another solution. What other solution? Running away. That's not a solution. That's surrender. Sometimes surrender is survival. Something in his voice made her look closer. The pain was there again, carefully hidden. "What did you surrender?" she asked. "Everything that mattered. And now? Now I do not surrender anything." The words carried weight and promise. Amara felt something shift between them. "I should check on Nia," she said. "Of course." She found her sister on the balcony staring out at Seoul's glittering skyline. The city spread below them in patterns of light. "It's beautiful," Nia said. "Yes. Are you going to marry him?" "Why do you keep asking that?" "Because he looks at you like you're precious." Amara felt her cheeks warm. "He looks at everyone the same way." "No, he doesn't. He looks at Mrs. Kwon like she's useful. He looks at the security guys like they're tools. He looks at me like I'm your sister. And how does he look at me? Like losing you would kill him." The observation was too accurate to dismiss. Amara felt exposed. "Go to bed," she said. "Tomorrow is a school day. Am I going to school? If it's safe. What if it's not safe? Then you stay here with tutors." Nia made a face but didn't argue. She hugged Amara good night and disappeared into her room. Amara stood on the balcony for a long time. The night air was cool and clean. Far below, traffic moved in streams of red and white light. Her phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Pretty view. Shame if something happened to it." Her blood went cold. She looked around the balcony but saw nothing suspicious. The other buildings were too far away for surveillance, unless they had professional equipment. She went inside and locked the balcony door. Her hands shook as she drew the curtains. A soft knock at her bedroom door made her jump. "Come in." Jaemin entered with a serious expression. "What is wrong?" She showed him the text message. His jaw tightened as he read it. "How do they know we are here?" she asked. "They do not. They are guessing." "Are you sure?" "This building has countermeasures. No one can see inside without triggering alarms." "Then why send the message?" "To frighten you." It worked. Jaemin moved to the window and adjusted the curtains. "The glass is bulletproof. The balcony has motion sensors. You are safe here. What about tomorrow?" "Tomorrow we make them regret their threats." Something in his voice was final and cold. Amara felt a chill that had nothing to do with fear. "What are you going to do?" she asked. "What is necessary?" "That's not an answer. It is the only answer you need." Jaemin headed for the door, then paused. "Sleep well, Amara. Tomorrow this ends." After he left, she sat on the bed with her knees drawn up. The luxury around her felt like a gilded cage, but for the first time in weeks, she felt safe enough to sleep. Dawn filtered through bulletproof glass as Amara woke to silence. The penthouse felt suspended above the world. She checked her phone, no messages from unknown numbers. Nia was already awake in the kitchen, eating cereal while Mrs. Kwon prepared tea. "Sleep well?" Amara asked. "Like a princess in a tower," Nia said, "which I guess I am. Temporary princess. Still counts." Jaemin appeared in the doorway wearing a charcoal suit. His hair was perfectly styled and his expression was calm. "Good morning," he said. "Morning," Amara replied. "Any word about school?" "Nia will remain here today. Tutors are coming at 10. I can handle missing one day," Nia said. "This is more interesting anyway." Amara felt guilty about disrupting her sister's routine. "When will this be over?" "Soon," Jaemin said. "That's not specific. Specifics would worry you unnecessarily." "Vague answers worry me more." Jaemin poured coffee from the pot Mrs. Kwon had prepared. "Trust me, I'm trying to." Their eyes met across the kitchen. Something passed between them that made Amara's breath catch. "I should get ready for work," she said. "Work will come to you today." "What does that mean?" "Seo Jin is bringing your files here. You will work remotely." Amara felt her independence slipping further away. "I don't want to hide. You want to stay alive. There's a difference? Ask me tonight." The cryptic response bothered her. Jaemin spoke as if the day would bring resolution. After breakfast, Amara set up a temporary office in the penthouse study. The room had built-in bookshelves and a massive mahogany desk. Seo Jin arrived with boxes of files and her computer. "Everything you need," he said. "Thank you. Mr. Han asked me to tell you stay away from the windows today." "Why?" "Precaution." Amara worked through the morning while tutors helped Nia with algebra. The domestic routine felt surreal given the circumstances. At lunch, Mrs. Kwan served soup and sandwiches. Jae-min called to check on them but didn't return to the penthouse. "Where is he?" Amara asked Seo-jin. "Handling business." "What kind of business?" "The kind that ensures your safety." Amara felt excluded from decisions about her own life. It was necessary but frustrating. The afternoon dragged by without incident. Nia finished her tutoring and explored more of the penthouse. She found a library with first edition books and a game room with a pool table. "Your boss has expensive hobbies," she told Amara. "Apparently. Do you think he's lonely?" "Why do you ask? This place is beautiful but empty, like a museum." Amara had noticed the same thing. The penthouse lacked personal touches despite its luxury. At 5 o'clock, Jae-min returned. His suit was still perfect, but something had changed in his expression. "How was your day?" Amara asked. "Productive. Care to elaborate? Victor Hale will no longer bother you." Amara's stomach clenched. "What did you do?" "I convinced him to leave Seoul." "How?" "Persuasively." "That's not an answer." Jae-min loosened his tie. "Some answers are better left unspoken." Amara felt cold despite the warm room. "Did you hurt him?" "I hurt his business prospects." "What does that mean?" "It means his debts became immediately payable." Understanding dawned slowly. "You bought his debts. I bought his freedom. Now he works for me." "Doing what?" "Learning the value of respect." The casual mention of control over Victor's life was chilling. Amara realized how much power Jae-min actually wielded. "What about Kang?" she asked. "Mr. Kang and I reached an understanding." "What kind of understanding?" "The kind that ensures everyone's health." Dinner was quieter than the night before. Nia sensed the tension and kept her questions to herself. After the meal, Jae-min asked to speak with Amara privately. They went to his office at the far end of the penthouse. The room was larger than the study, with a wall of windows facing the river. A small shrine sat on one bookshelf with fresh white lilies. "Is this for someone special?" Amara asked. Jae-min followed her gaze. "My wife." The words hit Amara like a physical blow. "You're married?" "I was married." "What happened?" Jae-min was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice was carefully controlled. "She died 3 years ago. She was pregnant." "I'm sorry. It was my fault." "How was it your fault?" "She was killed because of who I am, what I do." Amara felt the weight of his grief. "That doesn't make it your fault, does it not?" "No, it makes it tragic." Jae-min touched the lilies gently. "I failed to protect the people who mattered most. So, you protect everyone else instead." "I try. That's why you won't let me go." "Partly." "What's the other part?" Jae-min turned to face her. "I am falling in love with you." The confession hung between them like a bridge she was afraid to cross. "Jae-min, I know it is selfish. I know I have no right, but I cannot help how I feel." Amara felt her heart racing. "What do you want from me?" "I want you to consider staying, not from fear, but from choice. And if I choose to leave, then I will help you build a life where you are safe and happy, even if it's without you. Especially if it is without you." The selflessness of the offer made her eyes burn. "Why?" "Because loving someone means wanting their happiness more than your own." Thunder rumbled outside as evening clouds gathered. Lightning flickered in the distance. "I need time to think," Amara said. "Of course." She headed for the door, then paused. "The lilies are beautiful." She loved them. "I can see why." Amara found Nia reading in the library. Her sister looked up from a photography book. "Everything okay?" Nia asked. "I think so. You look confused." "I am confused." "About what?" Amara sat in the chair beside her sister. "About what I want." "That's easy. You want to be happy." "What if I don't know what would make me happy?" "Then you try different things until you figure it out." "What if the thing that might make me happy could also destroy me?" Nia closed the book. "Are we talking about your boss?" "Maybe." "Do you love him?" The question was simple and devastating. "I might." "Then that's your answer." "It's not that simple." "Why not?" "Because love isn't always enough, but it's a good place to start." That night, Amara lay awake listening to the storm. Rain lashed the windows and wind howled around the building. Her phone buzzed with a text from Jae-min. "Are you sleeping?" "No." "You?" "Too much to think about." "Like what?" "Whether I am being fair to you." Amara stared at the message for a long time before responding. You're being honest. That's different. Is it enough? I don't know yet. Take all the time you need. What if I need forever? Then I will wait forever. Amara set the phone aside and closed her eyes. Outside, the storm raged against the bulletproof glass. But inside, for the first time in months, she felt completely safe. The next morning brought clear skies and difficult decisions. Amara woke with unusual clarity about what she wanted. She wanted to stay, not from fear or gratitude, but because the penthouse had begun to feel like home, because Naya was flourishing under the attention and security, because Jamin looked at her like she was precious. The realization should have terrified her. Instead, it felt like relief. She found Jamin on the balcony drinking coffee and reading financial reports. The morning light softened his sharp features. "Good morning," she said. "Good morning. Did you sleep well?" Eventually, he set aside his papers and gave her his full attention. "Have you decided?" "I want to try." "Try what?" "This. Us. Whatever we could become." Something shifted in his expression. The careful control cracked to reveal hope underneath. "Are you certain?" "No, but I'm willing to find out." Jamin stood and moved closer. "What changed your mind?" "You did. The way you protect without possessing. The way you grieve without becoming bitter. I am not perfect, Amara. Neither am I. Your imperfections are beautiful. Even the stubborn ones. Especially the stubborn ones." They stood close enough that she could see the flecks of gold in his dark eyes, close enough that she could feel his warmth. "What happens now?" she asked. "Now we learn how to build something together. What about the threats? There will always be threats. But we will face them together." Amara felt the last of her resistance crumble. "I want to kiss you." "Then kiss me." She rose on her toes and pressed her lips to his. The kiss was soft and tentative at first, then deeper as he responded. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. "That was worth waiting for," Jamin said. "We should do it again, for research purposes. I admire your commitment to thorough investigation." The second kiss lasted longer and left them both shaking slightly. "Ew, gross." Nia's voice carried from the doorway. "Get a room." "This is my room," Jamin said mildly. "Then get a different room, one with a door." Amara felt heat in her cheeks. "How long were you watching?" "Long enough to know you finally came to your senses." "Nia." "What?" "I like him. He makes you smile." Jamin looked pleased by Nia's approval. "Thank you, Miss Nia. Your opinion matters greatly. Just don't hurt my sister, or I'll have to hurt you back." "That seems fair." "I'm serious. I know where you sleep now." "Nia," Amara said. "Apologize." "For what?" "Protecting my family." Jamin smiled. "She has good instincts. She has no filter. I prefer honesty." "You say that now." Mrs. Kwan appeared with a breakfast tray. She glanced at Amara and Jamin's joined hands but said nothing. "Will Miss Naya be returning to school today?" she asked. "Yes," Jamin said, "with security." "And Miss Lewis?" "Will work from the office, also with security." Life was returning to normal patterns with new protections. Amara felt the change was manageable. Over breakfast, they discussed practical arrangements. Amara would keep her apartment, but spend most nights at the penthouse. Nia would continue school with discreet protection. "What about us?" Amara asked. "What do we tell people?" "The truth, that we are building something together. Your employees will talk. Let them talk. Won't that damage your reputation?" "My reputation is based on fear. Yours will be based on respect." The distinction mattered to him. Amara could see it in his eyes. After breakfast, they prepared to return to normal life. Amara packed her work clothes while Nia gathered her school supplies. "Are you happy?" Nia asked as they rode the elevator down. "I think so." "Good. You deserve to be happy. So do you." "I'm fine. I like the tutors, and Mrs. Kwan lets me help in the kitchen." "You're not missing your friends?" "I see them at school, and I made a new friend." "Who?" "The security guy. Jin. He taught me poker." "Naya." "What? I'm good at it." Amara shook her head. Her sister was adapting to their new life with typical resilience. The office felt different when they arrived. Employees watched Amara with curious eyes, but no one asked direct questions. Jamin treated her the same as always during business hours, professional and respectful, with no hint of their personal relationship. But she caught him watching her sometimes. The looks were warm and possessive in equal measure. At lunch, Seojin approached her desk. "Miss Lewis? Mr. Han asked me to give you this." He handed her a small wrapped box. Inside was a key fob with the building's logo. "What is it?" she asked. "Access to the executive floors, including the penthouse." The gesture was symbolic and practical. He was giving her freedom within the boundaries of safety. That evening, they had dinner alone, while Nia worked on homework with her tutor. The dining room felt less formal with just the two of them. "How was your first day back?" Jaemin asked. "Strange but good. People are curious. About us? About what changed? What will you tell them?" "That I found something worth keeping." Jaemin's smile was warm and genuine. "I found the same thing." After dinner, they sat in the living room with wine and quiet conversation. Outside, Seoul glittered in patterns of electric light. "What are you thinking?" Amara asked. "That I never expected to be happy again." "Are you happy?" "Cautiously optimistic. I'll take it. What about you? Any regrets?" Amara considered the question seriously. "None yet." "Yet?" "Yet. I reserve the right to change my mind." "Fair enough." They sat in comfortable silence, watching the city breathe below them. The moment felt fragile and perfect. "Jaemin?" "Yes?" "Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for letting me try." Later, as she prepared for bed in her own room, Amara felt contentment settle around her like a warm blanket. For the first time in years, she was exactly where she wanted to be. 3 months later, summer settled over Seoul with humid weight. The penthouse had become home in ways Amara never expected. Her belongings mixed with Jaemin's expensive things without discord. Nia finished her final exams with excellent marks. She celebrated by beating Jaemin at poker, while Mrs. Kwon served iced tea on the balcony. "You're getting better," Nia told him as she collected her winnings. "Or you are cheating," he replied mildly. "I learned from the best. Jin will be proud." Amara watched the exchange with warmth in her chest. Her sister had flourished under the stability and attention. "What are your summer plans?" Jaemin asked Nia. "Art camp next week, then maybe a job." "What kind of job?" Mrs. Kwon said I could help with the household accounts, learn about money management. Jaemin looked surprised. "Mrs. Kwon offered you a job?" "She says I have good instincts with numbers. She is not wrong." Amara felt pride and concern in equal measure. "Are you sure you want to work?" "I want to contribute," Nia said. "This family takes care of me. I should take care of it too." The word family hung in the air like a bridge between past and future. Jaemin's expression softened. "We would be honored to have your help," he said. That evening, Amara and Jaemin walked along the Han River. Security followed at a distance, but gave them space to talk privately. "She called us a family," Amara said. "Is that what we are?" "I think so. Is that what you want?" Jaemin stopped walking and turned to face her. "I want whatever makes you happy." "That's not an answer." "Yes, I want us to be a family. More than I have wanted anything in years." The confession was raw and honest. Amara felt her heart expand to hold it. "Then, we're a family," she said. "Just like that?" "Love makes it official. Everything else is paperwork." Jaemin laughed. "You make it sound simple." "The best things usually are." He pulled her closer and kissed her forehead. "I love your certainty. I love your uncertainty. It keeps things interesting." They resumed walking as the sun set over the water. Seoul's lights began to flicker on in patterns of gold and white. "There is something I want to discuss," Jaemin said. "That sounds ominous." "It is a proposal." Amara's steps faltered. "What kind of proposal?" "The permanent kind." She stopped walking entirely. "Are you asking what I think you're asking?" "That depends on what you think I am asking." "Jaemin, marry me." The words were simple and earth-shaking. Amara felt the world tilt around them. "Is that a question or a statement?" she asked. "It is a hope. You don't get down on one knee. Would you prefer that?" "I prefer honesty." "Then honestly, I cannot imagine my life without you. I do not want to try." Amara felt tears threaten behind her eyes. "What about the dangers?" "There will always be dangers. We will face them together." "What about your work?" "My work serves my family now, not the other way around." "What about my independence?" "Marriage should enhance independence. not eliminate it. You've thought about this every day for the past month. What changed your mind about waiting? Nia. She reminded me that life is fragile. Love should not wait for perfect timing. Amara looked out at the river, flowing toward the ocean. What kind of wedding? Whatever kind you want. Small, intimate, soon, tomorrow, if you prefer. I prefer next month. Give me time to find a dress. Jamin's smile was radiant. Is that a yes? That's a yes. He spun her around on the riverside path. Security pretended not to notice their employer acting undignified. Mrs. Kwon will be pleased, he said. She has already planned the reception menu. She knew before I did. She knows everything before everyone does. What about Nia? She helped me choose the ring. There's a ring? Jamin reached into his jacket pocket. The box was small and elegant. Inside, a simple diamond caught the evening light. It's perfect, Amara breathed. Nia said, you would hate anything ostentatious. She knows me well. He slipped the ring onto her finger. The fit was exact. How did you know my size? I borrowed one of your other rings. When? Last Tuesday. While you were showering. Sneaky, thorough. They walked back to the penthouse in comfortable silence. Amara kept looking at the ring on her finger. It felt foreign and perfect at the same time. Nia was waiting in the living room with a knowing smile. Well? We're getting married, Amara said. Finally. I was worried he'd chicken out. You knew? He asked my permission 2 weeks ago. And? I told him he'd better make you happy or I'd make him sorry. Jamin looked amused. Your sister has strong negotiating skills. She learned from me. Actually, Nia said, I learned from watching both of you. You negotiate with love instead of fear. The observation was profound and accurate. Amara felt grateful for her sister's wisdom. Mrs. Kwon appeared with champagne and glasses. Congratulations, she said formally. Thank you, Amara said. Jamin mentioned you've been planning a reception. Nothing elaborate. Just family and close associates. How many people is that? Approximately 40. Amara felt panic flutter in her chest. 40 people isn't small. For Mr. Han's wedding, 40 is practically eloping, Mrs. Kwon said. She is correct, Jamin said. My guest list started at 300. 300? Business associates, government officials, extended family. That sounds terrible, which is why we are having 40. Who decides the 40? You do. The control he gave her meant everything. What about your family? You are my family. Nia is my family. Mrs. Kwon is my family. What about blood relatives? My parents are dead. I have cousins I see once a year. Don't you want them at your wedding? I want the people who matter at my wedding. Amara felt the weight of being his primary family connection. That's a lot of responsibility. Love is always a responsibility. Are you ready for that responsibility? I have been ready since the day you walked into my office with a bandage on your cheek. The memory felt like ancient history. Was it really that obvious? To me, yes. What gave it away? The way you refused help while clearly needing it. I recognized the pride. Because you have the same pride? Because I learned to recognize strength in unexpected places. Nia raised her champagne glass. To unexpected strength. To family, Jamin said. To love that doesn't possess, Amara added. They drank champagne on the balcony while souls sparkled below. The evening air was soft and warm. When should we tell people at work? Amara asked. Monday morning. I will make an announcement. What will you say? That I am marrying the most competent woman in Seoul. That's very romantic. Romance is private. Respect is public. I like that distinction. I hoped you would. Later that night, Amara called her friend Maya with the news. Maya screamed loud enough to wake the neighbors. I can't believe you're marrying your boss, Maya said. Former boss. He's promoting me to partner. Partner in what? Life. That's disgustingly sweet. I'm disgustingly happy. Good. You deserve it. When's the wedding? Next month. Small ceremony. Can I come? Of course. You're my maid of honor. I don't know how to be a maid of honor for a mafia boss's wedding. Same as any other wedding, I think. What if there are guns? There won't be guns at the wedding. Promise? I promise. But even as she said it, Amara wondered if she could guarantee anything in Jae-min's world. The next few weeks blurred together in wedding planning and work transitions. Jae-min began teaching Amara more about the legitimate aspects of his business empire. Most of our revenue comes from real estate and shipping, he explained over dinner. What about the other parts? The other parts are being phased out. Because of me, because of us. I want our children to inherit something clean. The mention of children made Amara's pulse quicken. You want children? Do you? Someday? Maybe. There is no pressure. What if I can't have children? Then we will love Nia and any children we choose to adopt. You've thought about this. I think about everything that involves our future. That must be exhausting. It is hopeful. 3 weeks before the wedding, Amara moved her remaining belongings from her old apartment. The place looked smaller and shabbier than she remembered. Hard to believe we lived here, Nia said, boxing up books. It wasn't so bad. It wasn't so good either. It was what we could afford. Now we can afford better. Now we have better. They finished packing in. Comfortable silence. The apartment had served its purpose but no longer felt like home. Jae-min arrived as they loaded the last boxes. Everything accounted for? Everything that matters, Amara said. What about the things that do not matter? Donated to charity. Good. Clean transitions are important. The drive back to the penthouse felt like crossing a bridge between past and future. Amara watched her old neighborhood disappear in the rearview mirror. Any regrets? Jae-min asked. None. Excitement. Terrifying amounts. Good terrifying, or bad terrifying. Good terrifying. Like jumping out of a plane. I have never jumped out of a plane. Me neither, but I imagine it feels like this. Like falling. Like flying. 2 weeks before the wedding, Victor Hale appeared at Amara's office. She looked up to find him standing in her doorway with a bouquet of white roses. Her blood turned cold. What are you doing here? Congratulating you on your engagement. How did you get past security? I have an appointment. With who? Your fiancé. Amara felt panic rising. Jae-min? We have business to discuss. What kind of business? Victor smiled, but his eyes were cold. The kind that ensures everyone's happiness. Jae-min appeared behind Victor. Mr. Hale, please come in. Victor entered the office and set the roses on Amara's desk. Beautiful flowers for a beautiful bride. Thank you, Amara said carefully. May I speak with you privately? Jae-min asked Victor. Of course. They disappeared into Jae-min's office. Through the glass wall, Amara watched them sit across from each other. Their conversation looked civil, but tense. After 30 minutes, Victor emerged alone. He paused at Amara's desk. Congratulations again, he said. I hope you will be very happy. Thank you. Your fiancé is a generous man. I am grateful for his guidance. Victor left without looking back. Amara stared at the white roses with growing unease. Jae-min returned to her desk. Are you all right? What did he want? To apologize. For what? Past mistakes. What did you tell him? That mistakes can be forgiven if they are not repeated. Is that a threat? That is an understanding. Amara felt the familiar chill of Jae-min's controlled power. Will I see him again? Not unless you choose to. I don't choose to. Then you will not. The certainty in his voice was both comforting and terrifying. Amara realized she might never fully understand the extent of his influence, but she trusted him to use it wisely. 1 week before the wedding, Amara's dress arrived from the boutique. It was simple and elegant with clean lines and no unnecessary decoration. Nia helped her try it on in the penthouse bedroom. The fit was perfect. You look beautiful, Nia said. I look nervous. You look happy. Amara studied herself in the full-length mirror. The woman looking back was confident and radiant. I am happy, she said. Good. Jae-min deserves someone who chooses him freely. And I deserve someone who loves me completely. Perfect match. I hope so. I know so. That evening, Jae-min and Amara sat on the balcony watching the sunset. In 1 week, they would be married. Having second thoughts? He asked. Third and fourth thoughts. But not doubts. What is the difference? Thoughts are practical. Doubts are emotional. What are your practical concerns? The usual. Money, children, growing old together. And your emotional certainties. That I love you. That you love me. That we will figure out the rest. That seems sufficient. More than sufficient. Jamin reached for her hand. The engagement ring caught the last light of day. 1 week, he said. 1 week. Are you ready? Amara looked at the man who had protected her, challenged her, and loved her without trying to change her. I've been ready since the day you asked who hurt me, she said. I have been ready since the day you refused my help. Why? Because refusing help requires courage. I knew you were brave enough to love, and you were brave enough to wait. We were both brave enough to try. The sun disappeared below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. Seoul's lights began to twinkle like scattered diamonds. In 1 week, Amara would marry Han Jae-min. They would build a family together. They would face whatever challenges came with love as their foundation. But tonight, they sat together in perfect contentment, watching the city breathe below them. I love you, she said. I love you too. Forever, forever. The word hung between them like a promise neither would ever break. 6 months later, Amara woke to sunlight streaming through windows that no longer needed bulletproof glass. The penthouse had been renovated to feel more like a home and less like a fortress. Jamin's arm was wrapped around her waist. His wedding ring caught the morning light as he stirred awake. Good morning, Mrs. Han, he murmured against her neck. Good morning, husband. The word still felt new and perfect on her tongue. They had honeymooned in Jeju Island for 2 weeks. Quiet beaches and private dinners with no security details in sight. Just the two of them learning to be married. Now they were back to reality, but reality had become beautiful. What time is it? Jamin asked. 8:30. We have time. Time for what? Breakfast with your family. Our family. Our family. They found Nia in the kitchen making pancakes with Mrs. Kwon. Her college acceptance letter sat open on the counter. Seoul National University, Amara read. Art, history major. With a business minor, Nia added. Someone has to keep you two financially honest. We are very honest, Jamin protested. You bought a racehorse last month. That was an investment. The horse's name is Starlight Princess. It was named when I bought it. You could have changed it. Why would I change a perfectly good name? Amara listened to their banter with deep contentment. This was what family sounded like. After breakfast, she and Jamin drove to the office together. Their routine had settled into comfortable patterns. The employees treated her with respect that was earned rather than imposed. She had proven herself capable of managing both the business and their formidable boss. The Shanghai deal closes today, she told him as they reviewed morning schedules. Any complications? None. Clean transaction. Good. What about the Busan project? Construction starts next month. All permits approved. Excellent. The legitimate businesses were thriving under their joint management. The other enterprises had been sold or dissolved entirely. Han Jae-min was becoming a different kind of powerful, the kind that built rather than threatened. At lunch, they met Nia for Korean barbecue near her campus. She was excited about her orientation week and nervous about living in the dormitories. I'll miss you both, she said. We'll miss you too, Amara replied. But you need independence. I'll visit every weekend. You better not, Jamin said. You need to make friends and have adventures. What if I get in trouble? Then you call us and we fix it together. Promise? Promise. After Nia returned to campus, Amara and Jamin walked along the same riverside path where he had proposed. She's growing up, Amara said. She is becoming the woman you raised her to be. We raised her. These last months, yes. But her foundation came from you. And her confidence came from you. Her strength came from surviving difficult things with grace. Like her sister. Like her sister. They sat on a bench overlooking the water. Evening joggers passed by in streams of colorful athletic wear. Do you ever miss it? Amara asked. The excitement of the old life? Never. Not even a little? Power without purpose is empty. I prefer power with love. That sounds like a fortune cookie. Wisdom often sounds simple. True wisdom usually is simple. Jamin reached for her hand. Their wedding rings clinked together softly. I have something to tell you, he said. Good something or bad something? Surprising something. I'm listening. The doctor called this morning. Amara's heart skipped. They had been trying for a baby for 2 months. And, congratulations, Mrs. Han. You are going to be a mother. The world stopped spinning. Are you serious? Completely serious. We're having a baby. We are having a baby. Amara burst into tears, happy tears that came from a place deeper than words. Jae-min pulled her against his chest and held her while she cried. Are you happy? He asked, when the tears slowed. I'm terrified, but happy, but happy. Good. I am terrified and happy too. They sat by the river as the sun set over Seoul. The city lights began their nightly dance across the water. Boy or girl? Amara asked. Healthy. That's not an answer. That is the only answer that matters. True. Although, what? What? A little girl who looks like you would be perfect. A little boy who thinks like you would be dangerous. The world could use more dangerous thinkers. The world could use more gentle protectors. Then we will raise both. They stayed until full darkness fell over the water. Seoul hummed with electric life around them. Walking back to the penthouse, Amara felt the future stretching ahead like an uncharted path. There would be challenges and surprises and moments of pure joy, but they would face everything together. In the elevator, Jae-min pressed the button for the 42nd floor. Home. I love you, Amara said. I love you too. Forever? Forever. The doors opened to reveal Mrs. Kwon waiting with evening tea. She took one look at their faces and smiled. Congratulations, she said simply. How did you know? Amara asked. I know everything that happens in this family. Everything? Everything that matters. They sat together in the living room, drinking tea and making plans. Names and nursery colors and practical considerations, but mostly they sat in grateful silence, amazed by how completely their lives had changed. A year ago, Amara had been alone and afraid. Now she was loved and protected and building something beautiful. What are you thinking? Jae-min asked. That I never believed in happy endings. And now? Now I think maybe they're just happy beginnings. I like that better. Me too. Outside, Seoul glittered in patterns of gold and white. The city that had witnessed their love story continued its ancient dance between tradition and progress. But inside the penthouse, time moved differently, slower and sweeter and full of possibility. Amara leaned against Jae-min's shoulder and felt their baby growing in the space between heartbeats. This was home. This was family. This was love that protected without possessing. This was everything she had never dared to hope for, and it was only the beginning.